So, damit ein herzliches Willkommen zurück. Letzte Tour. So, was erwartet uns hier? Was ist das überhaupt jetzt hier? Habe ich gar nicht gelesen. Inneren Gemächer. Okay.
This place looks rather cozy, doesn't it?
It does. Almost like coming home.
By the fangs of the void, it is true. She told me she had seen you. Yet never would I have believed her delusions until here now. They manifest before me. You have become undeniable. The scurrilous sentinels themselves. It is miraculous, irrefutably so. But oh, how low you have fallen. Look at what you have become. What was stars have become moribund embers. You are to be pitied.
A demon?
And none too friendly either.
What? Uraltes Tagebuch.
This chest. I know it to be mine. But how?
Ach, sind wir hier, ist das hier so ein Abbild von dem Heim, wo die herkommen, oder wie? Okay. Also wenn das mal nicht schön aussieht. Aber wir haben hier wirklich einfach gar nichts fast. Warte mal, hier haben wir noch hinten. Ja gut, hier geht's noch krass weiter. Dann gehen wir erstmal hier hoch.
What am I doing? This isn't my chest and I know it.
This chest. I know it to be mine.
Aber da ist
But
nichts
how?
drin. Goldene Gabel. Ah ja. 241 Gold, das ist doch schon mal gut. So, hier haben wir nichts mehr. Hier haben wir noch was. Tagebuch haben wir noch. Mhm. Geheimnisse der Schriftrolle. Aber schon gelesen. Aber guck mal, hier können wir uns stylen. Ja. Ja. Dann gehen wir erstmal hier geradeaus. Ah ja. Kann ja nur gut ausgehen hier. Oh, alter Brief. Können wir nichts machen hier sonst, ne? Ist einfach nur Dekoration alles. Ja. Ist alles eher dekorativ. Dann würde ich sagen, gehen wir erstmal wieder zurück.
There you both are. How jolly. There's something quite astounding you must see. It's the Weaver. Thanks to the starstone you've collected, she's mended a portion of the tapestry. Look, a new story has been rewoven into time. A new portion of history appears to us for the first time in not even I know how long.
Ajo.
Let us look together. Let us see what the Weaver has woven.
Long ago, two great generals led mankind in a terrible war. The dreaded Void Dragon threatened all of existence, and man and gods alike joined swords to stop it. The two generals were celebrated as the rulers of all, and even the gods paid them tribute.
The choice, friend, the choice. You'll have to speak to the statue before we know what you'll
I
find.
greet you, honorable master of the house. I am the shepherd of elements, and I control how they may flock towards your most imperial presence. So, if it pleases you, command me, and the elemental aspect of your choice shall once more settle among these holy halls.
Jetzt können wir uns für ein Elementar entscheiden. Was bringt das denn? Nehmen wir mal Eis.
And that is your final choice?
Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed. That
Thy will be done.
Well, aren't you going to leap through? Who knows what wonder awaits you?
Ja, gute Frage. Was erwartet uns hier? Alle des Frusts. Oh, geil.
Oh, it's so cold in here, it hurts.
I think my very words make
His
it
every word
freeze
is
and fall to the
poison.
ground.
Such as no serpent has ever known.
They glow with a brilliant flame, Your Grace. Even he cannot snuff it out. By the hoary beard of Boreas, can it be? You've come home. It's about time, isn't it? Your quarters have been invaded by all manner of madness. Does my brilliant frost beguile you? I am ice, of course. A soldier of ice, to be explicit, and this is where I have dwelt across many eons. Here I wait for the day, if ever, I am called to serve the realm again.
Bringt eine Leiche oder ein Behältnis zum Explodieren? Lul. Elementarabsorption. Sperrfeuer feuert mehrere Pfeile in einer geraden Linie. Ich glaube, das hatten wir sogar schon mal, oder? Schon mal gesehen zumindest. Pfeilregen ist eine Salve durch Präzisionserhöhung haben wir schon. Splitterpfeil haben wir, glaube ich, auch schon. Pfeilsalve haben wir noch nicht. Nee, Splitterpfeil war das nicht, was ich meinte. Hier, Pfeilsalve war das. Karma des Überlebenden haben wir schon. Reinigen des Wasser haben wir, Wasser des Lebens haben wir, Hagelangriff. Erfordert Stufe 15, können wir eh noch nicht machen. Das erfordert hier auch Stufe 15, sehe ich gerade. Wasserschild. Massenverlangsamung. Massenheilung. Halt für 7 Runden alle Ziele in einem Bereich. Ach du Scheiße. Macht alle Feinde in einem Bereich krank. Meister. Meisterstufe habe ich ja eh noch nicht, ne? Ah, guck mal, passt genau fast.
Could I be more explicit? This place is of your essence. Can't you feel it in your very bones, as I do in every crystal of frost within me? You belong here, and this place belongs to you. I cannot tell you why or how, but I know it to be true.
Oh jo.
Of course, alongside my opposite, the eternal fire, we were summoned in service of a goal greater than the timeless battle between heat and cold. Yes, together we sought victory against the void. You can thank our great army for all of this, you know, for existence itself. Those were times of great proportions, the forces of nothingness pitted against those of life, and naught but ourselves marching to the beat set by our great leaders could stop the void's encroachment. Your home, your rules, naturally. What would you like to know?
Ach so, das ist einfach hier nur.
Off to explore your abode.
Ja, uralter Brief. Hatten wir das nicht schon mal? Ne, keine Ahnung. So. War ja klar, dass ich das nicht machen kann, alles. Müssen wir halt noch eine Stufe in Scharfschütze reinsetzen, wa? Ist doch Scharfschütze, ne? Ja. Lol, wie viel wir haben, sehe ich jetzt erst. Die Stufe ist nicht hoch genug. Das kommt aber noch. Wie sieht das denn aus, wenn ich jetzt... Vorher hat 16 Pfeile in einem Winkel. Aha. Boah, das ist krass. Was ist das? Speerfeuer? Okay. Elementarabsorption verringert die Rüstung, aber gewährt höhere Resistenzen gegen Elemente. Cool. Also wenn jetzt jemand mit Elementen wieder kämpft, dann... Was ist Splitterfall hatten wir schon. Irgendwas hatten wir doch noch. Ach nee, wir hatten ja nur 3 Stück, glaube ich, ne? Ja, 3 Stück und eins haben wir noch, was wir nicht nehmen können. Und dafür 7000. Ne, hier haben wir noch was. Streuschrapnell. Das ist so ein Stufe Meister, nur eine einzige. Oder ist denn Meister bei uns? Novize, Adept. Ah, hier, Fallsalve, das hier halt. Na gut, aber das ist ja trotzdem stark. Und was war das andere jetzt nochmal? Streuschrank, bringt eine Leiche oder zum Explodieren. Ja, ich will das erstmal behalten, was ich jetzt hier habe. Kann man ja immer noch dann nehmen. Also sonst kann man jetzt eh nichts mehr machen hier. Wie springt der denn hier rum? Sah voll komisch aus. den nochmal ansprechen hier? Nee, ne? Und dann sprechen wir mal die Ikara an.
Why, I see Master Zigzags has upgraded from his shabby little hut at the edge of the hour, from the fairy dimension to the, space-time ᴳᴱᴿᴹᴬᴺ. What do you call this place again? Ha! Is that so? It seems I have my share to learn about the magical world yet. The end of time. Well, suddenly your association with Master Zigzags makes sense. Well, I must say, it's no small relief to find myself in a safe haven among such allies. I believe the answer to that begins centuries ago, when your order was still cutting down so-called dark magicians by the dozens. Ours was a family of born sorcerers, you see. It was in our blood to interact with Source, but our parents were determined to curb the power within us. Still, their meekness wouldn't save them from the Source Hunters. I am, but there is more to our kind than they teach at your academy. Source isn't only blood and madness. It's like lightning, an exquisite current of great power. We sorcerers are like metal steeples. Source is drawn to us and it flows through us. But what so many fail to understand is that Source can be controlled. The power-drunk through history have abused it, and all the world's sorcerers have borne terrible consequences. Tell me, Source Hunter, in all your hours studying the arcane arts, did your great masters ever suggest that perhaps not all sorcerers were evil? Did you ever hear, even once, that some of us were weak and gentle, that we could be simple forest folk healing the sick and frozen each winter? No. I doubt also that they'd mention that one day this hunt of yours would birth a broken soul powerful enough to inch all of Rivellon toward oblivion. No, that would be going too far and eschewing my own responsibility. I believe Leandra's long fall down did begin at the hands of some of your own order, but it was I who sparked all of this. They came on a quiet morning. My mother was wild with fright and commanded me to hide myself and Leandra outside, among the trees. Even at that young age, we knew not to question her. We climbed high into the branches of a nearby tree, and before we could look away, our parents were cut down without ceremony before our door. The Source Hunters sauntered away, wiping their blades with pride. 2 more sorcerers dead, a job well done. From that moment on, everything was different. As we trembled in that tree, our fear and our desperation were so potent that the magic within us began to weave together. Our souls became forged together. We would survive, thrive even, within those woods, never speaking to outsiders. Our soul forge meant that if one of us were to die, the other would instantly perish too. We kept one another close.
Oh nö. Das heißt, wenn ich jetzt Leandra töten würde, würde die auch sterben.
Leandra's capacity was enormous. Source didn't frighten her, and she delved into that dark well with terrible regularity. I did my best to guide her, but she fast outgrew my admonitions.
Es sei denn, man beendet die Seelenverbindung.
My sister and I were mired in a solitary existence, witches among the trees when Zandalore came. Leandra especially couldn't leave him be. He was a feast of information, and she wouldn't rest until she'd absorbed every bit of knowledge he offered. Their days were spent on charms, hexes, and the like. At night, Leandra would wander off to practice what she'd learned, and Zandalore and I would settle into our quiet tasks, side by side. We were a content trio, the 3 of us, but base impulse would undo us. As you know, Leandra and I were soul-forged. This offered us a window into one another's souls. I knew Leandra had developed feelings for Zandalor, and she knew I had too. But it was me to whom he confessed his love. Those quiet evenings together had captured his heart, as they had mine. Her heart broke the moment we announced our new attachment, and I felt the pain of it as sharply as a knife. She fled, without a word, and I didn't see her for 2 terrible years. My connection to her, our soul forge, grew weaker. It was as though some third entity, a parasite, were atop our souls, sucking the strength from it day by day. We've a single order of business first and foremost. Leandra is gathering an army, and I fear we'll have to get through it if we wish to find her. But first, we must learn more about Leandra's plans. How many of these so-called immaculates does she have in her palm, and to what end is she directing them? Your journey must begin in the Lacula mines, where she has been accumulating materials and manpower for a purpose as yet unknown. The way will be dangerous. Her allies are growing more powerful and numerous by the minute, but we must discover exactly what Leandra is planning and why. A soul forge comes with its own benefits, Source Hunter. Though our connection has weakened, I still see the occasional vision of Leandra's doings, the pangs of her deepest felt emotions, and flashes of her triumphs. One vision. I had thought it was only a nightmare, but now I see it was something much worse. Leandra is collecting materials, precisely what, I cannot say, and is her frustrations are rivaled only by her mirth. I can see she's growing closer and closer to achieving something dire. You must make your way deep into the mines to see exactly what she's planning. I believe that our soul forge has been damaged. By what? I can only guess. The fraying of the bond between us has left Leandra adrift in a well of sorrow she truly believes will never end. What she needs is a hand, my hand, out of this abyss. If our soul forge is repaired, I am certain she'll cease blazing this path of destruction.
Das ist ja auf jeden Fall ganz gut. Dann bräuchten wir die noch nicht mal töten.
I cannot condone the terrible things she's done, but I can seek to understand them. With our soul forge in such tatters, I believe Leandra is adrift in the not at all inconsiderable sorrows of our lives. What's more, I sense a terrible force bearing down upon the bond between us. It is hungry, and it consumes ever more of Leandra's mind and soul. I cannot say exactly what this force might be, but I'm certain it's both driving me out and driving Leandra on. If I could only repair the forge, I'm certain she'd put a stop to this madness. The way may be treacherous, but you must get inside. I fear my sister is doing something dreadful so far from the light of day.
Nice.